I spent hours in your room, making flowers of cheap perfume. Between the sighs I heard you say, I never liked you anyway.
Hi, welcome to Talk It Out. I'm here with Matt Keating and Freedom Tickler. I love that name. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Matt just played an amazing show at Goody's Lounge in the living room in New York. How do you feel after you played a live gig?
Oh, good. I feel very... My chakras are open.
Love that. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Now, when I listen to your stuff on iTunes, we've got great music out there, and I see that you're listed under rock, but you seem to have a lot of country style to you.
Yeah, I love it because I think lyrically it's the more advanced art form from a lyrical perspective. But then again, I'm saying that more from a classic country and less of a commercial country.
Right.
But
are you talking about the stories that you tell?
Yeah, but like, I mean classic country like the, in the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that kind of stuff. Like, George Jones stuff.
Patsy Cline,
George Jones, Hank Williams.
Yeah, sure, Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Johnny Cash.
Definitely.
Chris Christopherson.
Oh, I love him too. Well, no, you recorded a song with your wife Emily.
Yeah.
And it was Wish I Were Gold.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, I know it sounded to me like it was a lot about filling the spirit with self-worth and looking at, sort of the sensational hole that we have for completeness in our culture. What is it in your own words that
Well, I
about?
actually had read this book by Howard Zinn, The People's History of the United States. Do you know that book?
No, I don't.
But he tried to write a book about the history of the United States according to the actual people who, he basically took writings from regular people throughout history who were involved in certain causes. And basically, it's a huge, gigantic book. And it's sold over 1 million copies. It's pretty seminal work. And what it does, it goes through the entire American history, and you find out that a lot of things like the end of slavery, women's rights, a lot of those things they were usually the politicians were the last people to champion these causes. It was usually regular people who protested and made it happen. That they caused the sweeping change of history, and politicians are always the last people to get involved.
But what I'm very concerned about is the salary workers of America. I mean, so many people, they get out of college, they're earning, if they're lucky, $20,000, $25,000 a year. That has been the same amount that people have come out of college earning for the past 30, 40 years. And today it's almost even worse, yet the demands to buy and live in this culture are so much higher.
Yeah. So at the same time, there's like the prevalence of the credit industry and just giving people like free credit as soon as they get out of college, and then also the rights of the credit card companies being able to raise their interest rates whenever they want. All of this stuff has kind of put people into bankruptcy. Like a lot of people just acquire massive amounts of debt and then have to file bankruptcy. That's really what's going on.
Yeah, it seems that even $50,000 is not. It doesn't value the same as it did 30 years ago. Yet the same people are still in that same income bracket, even making $80,000.
And the amount of really rich people, billionaires, has gone way up, and the amount of middle class people has dropped.
So it seems like the American salary worker needs to at least be earning, say, 25% more than what we're currently earning just to live in this society. So how do we raise awareness? How do we speak about this issue that Americans need to raise?
Well, I think once again, music is if you look back to someone like Woody Guthrie at in the 40s, 50s, 30s. He was, wandering around with his guitar, singing about economic injustice, and at that time there was no internet, there was no TV. Like, he was the voice. That was the way it was done. And then, the folk movement in the '60s was directly related to that. So that was how people said the truth. I think it's really about the truth. Tell the truth. How hard can that be?
Absolutely.
Very hard for some people, I guess.
It is very hard for some people, but hopefully by talking it out and by sharing the message and communicating, we can inspire people to tell the truth and to get to where they need to be in their art and their spirit and their life. I mean, we're all for living a healthier society, and I think it's going to take an increase in abundance in order to really get there.
Yeah, there's enough.
Absolutely.